Hey, welcome to Lasers, Dragons, and Keyboards. I'm Aaron DeMott.
I'm Liberty Spidell Hart.
And I'm Josh Hart.
Hi, everybody.
It's been a minute.
I
It
was
has
just I
been.
was just gonna say that. Yeah, rumors of our death have been greatly exaggerated.
But I think we've been saying that for a while. Wouldn't you say,
Yeah,
Aaron?
pretty much. It's been sporadic lately. Can we still
Yeah.
blame
Yes.
2020? Is that still a thing, or is that excuse
I
getting
mean,
old
I
by now?
think we're all recovering still from that.
A little bit.
If you go to the grocery store, it's sounds like we're still recovering. It looks like we're still recovering from it. I mean,
True.
I had to sell a kidney to buy half a dozen eggs the other week, so I
But
Oh,
I
you
didn't
got
mean,
off
your
with just
eggs
one
were,
kidney.
I didn't
actual
really.
chickens, right?
Well,
You get off-
up in Michigan, the chickens don't lay in the winter, so
Fair.
There you go.
So,
chickens are like,
so
nope,
welcome.
nope, too cold.
So welcome everybody. Premiere episode of 2023. We are sort of using this as a test for some technical issues we've been having the last couple of times we've tried to um, record. However, we are here with a guest. Our very own Aaron DeMott
If you're not
did
watching
just
Twitch or YouTube, but if you're listening to the podcast, we're doing the area quotes thing with the fingers. So
yeah, our
Yes.
very own Aaron DeMott did just release his second book in the Etherno series. Just what, a couple weeks ago?
yep,
Or was it a week
I
ago?
think it was just last week. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was just last
Yeah.
weekend. I think you hit that publish button when we were gaming. So yeah, if you look on the screen, if you're on the Twitch or YouTube, he's got the proof copy of the Etherno
yeah,
Yeah.
2.
glossy cover,
If
Um,
reflecting all the monitor light.
of course it is.
Eternal
um,
Book 2,
Volume two.
Catgirl Overload.
Yep.
so why don't we real quick do just a quick update from our chairs respectively, and then we can get into discussing Etherno 2.
All right.
So, Aaron, do you have any updates besides the release of the book?
Not really. Been working on that mostly.
I understand that.
Yep.
So, probably the biggest news that we have on the show is Josh and I actually recently got married. So, I introduced myself as Liberty Spidell Hart. We have been married now for about 3 months, and we are very happy about that, obviously. So, that will be who we are moving forward. So we're a married couple plus Aaron. So, and if we ever get Aaron's wife on the show, we'd be two married couples on
Yes.
the show. So
Insert third wheel joke here.
sometimes that can be me because I'm the only girl here.
True.
Um, yeah, so that's major update for us. We are working on getting a schedule together for interviews. If you know anybody who is wanting to be on a SpecFic podcast, have them get in touch with us. Josh, what is our email address that they can reach us at?
That would be lasers, dragons, and keyboards at gmail.com.
Are we sure there's an and in there? Maybe just lasers, dragons, keyboards.
I am double checking now.
I shouldn't
Yeah,
even put
it's
you on the
lasers,
spot.
dragons, keyboards at gmail.com. So no and.
Yeah.
Um, Upcoming on the show, we do have Becky Dean for a second time. We had her on for Love and Other Great Expectations, which was a book full of nerdy references. But we'll be talking about her uh, space opera, the first book in her space opera, which is a very cool novel. That's coming up on April 8th. And we might do a twofer that day, to be determined, talking to Kara Swanson, who's the author of Shadow and Dust.
Which I believe are both Peter Pan kind
retellings.
of
Yep.
retellings. Yep.
For Liberty and I, we are working on a book together set in her Darbyverse. But you'll just have to wait and see. There's some cool world building going on there. So
Yeah, I think Becky Dean's book just came out last week too, or this
Yeah, I
week.
think
yeah,
I think it came out the 28th or the 21st. It's not the 28th yet.
yep, it came out the 21st.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. So
Yep. So
Oh, I bought that. Yeah, that gives me what, a week to read it before the show then?
unfortunately, I won't have it read either because it's not an audiobook yet.
Yeah, I've kind of been looking forward to that one. It's just, the to be read pile of doom.
yes.
Yeah, I understand that. So as we said at the beginning, we are going to be talking to Aaron about Etherno 2. So Aaron, why don't you tell us a bit more about you? I mean, you've been on the show for 7 years now. Have we been doing the show this long?
Yeah,
I
since
don't know, something like that.
December or January of 2015.
Wow, didn't think it was that long.
Yeah. I mean, we've been friends for that long. So, yeah. So, I don't have your bio handy, so.
You know what? I don't have my bio. Wait a minute. Is it on the back of the book here? Hey, it is on the back of the book here. I'm just going to read it off the proof copy then.
I think it was on the back of your.
It is. It's on the back of the book.
We're professionals here.
I mean, I could pull it up on the website, but that's not pulled up either. AaronDeMott.com if you're curious. But I'm just going to read the bio off the back of my own book here. Aaron's the author of the Cygens and Space Cat series. I'm starting work on book 2 on that. 2, incidentally. And the Etherno series. Aaron's a certified Linux nerd who's been a fan of both Star Trek and Star Wars as long as he can remember. Naturally, he writes space opera. He lives in rural Michigan with his wife, 4 kids, and at least 2 cats. I think it's 3 at the time of this airing. You can learn more about Aaron and his books at aarondemott.com.
Hey. So, Aaron, what is your name? What is your quest? And what is your favorite color?
I think we've done these before, haven't we?
Not with you.
Nope.
Are you sure? I thought we interviewed when
I don't
Etherno
know.
came out too. But anyway, I'm Aaron. My quest. That's a good question. That's one of those. Try to make it through another day. I don't know. Write fun space opera. There we go. We'll go with that one. Favorite color is red.
Okay.
No, I don't think I knew that about you. So.
Second favorite color would be blue, because
Yeah.
blue goes with more things in general. But I like red things too. So.
Well,
Okay.
there's
Like Code Red Mountain
Tannen's,
Dew, not a sponsor. Could be a sponsor.
Tannen's metal shroom shirt is red.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to do things a little bit differently. Shock. We've talked about editing in the past. Now,
Ugh.
as I understand it, you have. It's just like a Google Doc where you have a trusted group of writers hop in and like edit by committee. Is that correct?
That's what I do for beta reading, yeah. And then from
Okay.
there, after I get that sorted out, I'll send to an editor, go through those edits, and then I'll usually send it out to a beta reader. Sometimes one who has previously read it and knows what they're doing. Sometimes one who is coming into it kind of cold to get a fresh perspective and kind of make sure I didn't make things worse with editing.
Makes
Yeah, I mean
sense.
that works.
Because it's like, oh, you need to rewrite this paragraph because you had the whole rest of the sections in this person's point of view, and this paragraph, oh, yeah, okay, I'll fix that. And then I'll send to the beta, yeah, you made 14 typos in that new section. 14? There's only 15 words. How did I manage that?
You're an IT guy, not a editor.
Exactly.
So, Aaron, why don't
Yay,
you tell
auto
us a little
carrot.
bit about Etherno 2?
I don't know if anybody has read the first Etherno book, but in Etherno 2, they continue following the bad guys through a portal to an alien world, and they keep chasing them. They follow them to the Nikoshan homeworld. So yes, it's an entire planet full of nothing but cat girls. Well, okay, cat boys too, and the occasional other visiting alien, but you know. And they keep trying to track him down from there. It's kind of that
Okay.
in a nutshell. Or you can go on to AaronDeMott.com and read a slightly better synopsis of the book there, but
Yeah.
that's another thing that I hate about things kind of in general is okay, we have this whole, 50 to 100,000 word book. Do you do sum it up in a paragraph? Like, how? And I kind of even
Ele-
have that complaint as a reader too. You go into Barnes and Noble or whatever other bookstore, physical bookstores are left at this point. Pull a book off the
Yep.
shelf, and you read something off the back copy, and it's like, oh, this makes it sound really good. And you read the whole book, and oh, it's either better than that or not as good as the back cover copy made it sound. Or if it's a book that you've actually read before, you're like, yeah, that kind of, but that's not really, you need more words than
Yep.
that to tell that kind of story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Definitely understand that. So,
So, what's from book two? Do you have a favorite character or scene?
Favorite character from book two would be Perona.
Okay. Yeah.
She's just kind of fun,
is
internally
she in the first
geeking
book?
out. Perona's not in the first book. She is new to
Okay.
the second book.
Okay, cool.
They kind of land on Nicosia, and she kind of becomes their kind of attaché slash guide slash, you know, cultural advisor or whatever you'd want to say that. And
Okay.
it's kind of a fun little accident how she ends up in that position, and she's kind of constantly trying not to freak out about the situation, and it's a lot of fun.
There are no wars in Boston Sing Se.
Oh no.
Oh, cool. Let's see here. Show me what I want. Um, so I don't remember if we asked you this before, but who would be in your fellowship if you went on an epic quest?
I don't know. That's so many choices. It's hard to narrow it down. I'm
Top
not sure.
five?
Top five out of. Oh my goodness. I would have to give that a lot more thought. I am not prepared to give an off the cuff answer to that one because it's one of those things. It's like, oh well, there's this person, and then there's this one. Fellowship. Gandalf comes to mind just because you said fellowship, and well, then you'd want Captain Picard in there too. If you have Captain Picard, you could have Riker, and then you'd have to have like half the Marvel team, and then a bunch of my own characters. And like, oh, we're way past five now. And that's only a quarter of the list, the internal list too. And
My
screw it,
goodness.
I'll just stay home in my own little hobbit hole and not go on the adventure.
Well, there you go.
I'll read about somebody else doing it. That sounds like much more fun.
So that that is a tough question. I guess maybe a slightly easier one
Uh oh.
is now I know a little bit more about your musical tastes than the average Joe, but uh, what type of music do you listen to when you're writing?
Yes.
That sounds like
That's
my answer.
I like pretty much all, all, I wouldn't say all, but most genres of music. I'm not terribly fond of rap or oldies, but there's a couple of exceptions there that I really like too, though. But when I'm writing, some sort of electronic type music, like either techno or house or whatnot. Mostly something without lyrics, because that way it doesn't get into the
Mhm.
words, the way of the words I'm trying to form in my brain, and the electronic, the various electric genres. I feel kind of go along nicely with the space opera theme too. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we've had that answer more than once from all kinds of different authors. So,
classical's
um,
another
mhm.
good way. Or the other fun thing to do is if you don't like that genre, you go out and Google one of those karaoke versions of whatever different songs that they've stripped all the lyrics out of, so you can take your favorite song and get just the instrumental bits for it.
Nice.
I tried that, but I would think that I would start singing along just because I know most of the words to the songs that I like.
Yeah.
Either that or some of them, or I'm trying to think of an example because I did that with a handful just for a fun experiment a while ago. Um, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but some songs, the lyrics are so integrated into the song and the lyrics are so musical, you strip those out and you're left with, that doesn't sound like the same song at all. And then other songs where it's like, okay, this is obviously the same song, just without somebody singing along. It's kind of
And
interesting that way.
maybe we should try elevator music.
Oh, wait. Elevator music is going to be what, 80s rock and 80s country at this point? I mean,
Pretty much.
we're old. I don't want to be old.
I'm like the Crypt Keeper.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
you saw the one meme, right? It's, oh, this radio station's playing my jams 20 years later. Oh, this department store's playing my jams 20 years later. Oh, this elevator's playing my jams.
Yep.
Mhm. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Aaron, what are you working on now? What's up next? I mean,
Oh, I got a couple of different things in the pipes. Etherno 3 is actually 12,600 words, some done on Etherno Book 3.
Awesome.
Psygens and Space Cats series. My first book, A New Threat, in that series. The second book in that is 50,000 something. So basically, the first draft in that's done. Just have to go back. I'm not happy with the villains arc in it. It's kind of generic and doesn't go into a bunch. I could do a lot more with it. I know exactly what I have to do to fix that. I just have to find the time to do that right now.
mm-hmm.
I'm kind of wanting to get that done because it's been a while since that. So I think the plan going forward, I think right now, is I want to get the next book in the Psygens and Space Cats theory series done. That's tentatively titled Threat from the Past, but I don't know if I want to go the whole threat theme for that whole series or not. So that's kind
Which is
of
Okay.
understandable.
that's kind of the working title right now. So I think the plan is to finish that up, get that out, then go back and finish up Eternal 3, and then I've also got another book kind of set in the Eternal universe that's 95% done. The only thing is kind of the Eternal's over here, and that other book that's kind of work in progress is kind of over here. The stories will eventually merge together.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
yeah, because it's what happens on another planet from in that same universe, and they kind of get involved. Eternal 3 has to happen before that can kind of come together, though. So I think that's kind of the plan: is
hmm
Legends, Space Cats, and Eternal 3, and then maybe the book in that other book, and then Eternal 4, and then another book in that series, and then those two series will kind of merge into one at that point. So
Okay.
that's kind of the future roadmap, depending on where the muse takes me, of course, because it's one of those. I'll
Yep.
sit down to work on this, and I want to write. I want to play in this sandbox over here today. It's like, no, we got to get this done. I don't want to, that kind of whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the way that a lot of us authors that have multiple series have that. So I've been working on a couple of different projects myself, so I completely understand.
And there's a
Yeah.
darn day job getting in the way all the time.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I want to write in
definitely.
this. Oh no, I got
Just
all
need to
these
go
hours at the
bestseller
day job, and then
status.
you get done with the day job, and you're all, oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So with I know your schedule is a little bit different than the average Joe. So how do you make that work? I mean, 4 kids and animals and 10-hour days and um
Ugh.
it's
Well,
exhausting just running through the litany, right?
yeah. Well, how do you make that work? Well, for the most part, I don't. I think it was Facebook was telling me that Etherno came out like 5 years ago,
Mm.
and I'd really like to get things released a lot quicker than that. The ideas are all there. I know what I'm going to do and where I'm going to go with all the different stories. It's just
Mm.
uh, between working at the day job, then these household chores, and this thing broke over here, so we got to go fix that, and then we
Hmm.
got to go grocery shopping because the kids ate the $400 worth of groceries that we bought yesterday already. I'm exaggerating slightly for
Slightly.
effect, slightly. Oh my goodness, that. So yeah, that is a good question, and if anybody figures that out, let me know.
I think the question was how do you make it work?
Basically, try and get a little bit of writing time in here and there when I can, and try to do that with stuff, and it gets bumped.
Yeah. I think that's the way it is for the rest of us too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
need to
just
lower the retirement age so I can just retire and just work on this stuff full time, and that'd be great. But
there you go.
I think that kind of leads us into the marketing question. So what are you
let's just skip right
doing for
past that one.
marketing?
That's a good question. What am I doing for marketing? I need to hire somebody who's yeah, I need to fire. Yeah, I need to fire myself as a marketing person and hire somebody else. I'm
Mhm.
one of those people that I've done some sales related stuff in the past, just as kind of side jobs or in between jobs, and I found out I am no good at it. I'm one of those people who somebody can go into a store. Hey, I'm looking for a salesman. Okay, yeah. They'll want to buy something, and they'll have the money in hand. And they'll know exactly what they want. They see me, and as soon as they see me, they'll, I guess I don't need it anymore. Turn around and walk out. I don't know how that works, but and then there's somebody else that will walk in, and you'll find one of those irritating natural born salesman types that they'll walk in and, I just want to look, I need a can of paint, and they'll sell them a boat and a whole boat and a truck and everything, and it's like, how do they do that? And then you read, some of the sales and marketing books. Oh, easy sales marketing. Just do these things. I'll do all those things and make less money somehow. Like I don't know. So
Yeah.
So
yeah, I really don't have a marketing plan because, like I said, I've tried a couple different things and they haven't worked out for me. And
Mhm. Yeah.
this is the marketing plan, right?
kinda. So yeah, if anybody
So
figures that out, let me know that too.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
fair enough.
I know what I'm doing to the write-in things, and it's one of the things that I'll read through my own book and the like zillionth time through, and I'll still crack myself up with a joke or something here and there. And so I'm enjoying it and having fun with it anyway. But,
The important part.
Exactly.
So
So that really is what we have. I guess you've already answered what we would usually ask at this point,
yeah,
which is where can we go to learn more about you and your body of work?
AaronDeMott.com.
and
Yeah.
are you on any social?
Kind of. I have a Pinterest page that I never update. I'm on Instagram that I update sporadically.
Mhm.
It's one of those things that yeah. Everybody else
It,
Facebook.
is posting what they had for dinner, and like, you know what? I don't care. If I don't care, probably nobody else does either. Oh, look, homemade mac and cheese again. But if I have new character art, and that's probably another thing I should mention. Eternal is more in the anime light novel style, so I'll have illustrations throughout here. Just find one quick. I say quick, open up a random page. I'll have illustrations throughout the book like that.
Really cool.
So
Excellent.
I'll post those to Instagram, and I have a author page on Facebook where I'll post that kind of thing too. Or if I come up with a line that especially makes me laugh, I'll post that kind of thing to Facebook too. So check
Which
out.
is great.
And all those social media links are at AaronDeMott.com. I've got a little list of all those up in the corner there too.
Cool.
And we'll put that in the description when we
Yep.
get that far.
Yes.
So
If we
Hopefully
get that
this will
far. No, I mean when. Yeah, definitely when. La la la.
It should be out in podcast form in a few days. So
we're professionals.
I
So
think we were a lot more professional when we started the show.
that's true.
We're a
So
little
We're
bit
just
more
having
laid back
too
now.
much fun with it right now. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah. So
Okay.
I guess that's really all we have, except for the fact that we are talking about once things get more on a regular schedule, we are going to start releasing Patreon content. And one of the things that we're thinking of doing there is an Aaron Rants special.
Oh
So
boy.
stay tuned for that.
We'll make sure to put a couple of those out just so you can get a picture of what that would look like.
Does
Yep.
anybody even want to hear that? I mean, you can go on the internet and hear some rando ranting about something any day.
But you're not just any rando.
You're our rando.
I'm especially a weird type. Yeah, I know.
My goodness. Yeah. So just as a reminder from the beginning of the show, contact us at laserdragonskeyboards@gmail.com if you know somebody that you would like to have us have on the show, or if you yourself would like to be on the show. The only qualifier there is that you need to be in the writing industry, have a book or some other thing that you do, like
Writing
we've had
related industry.
yeah, writing related. So we've had authors, CPAs, lawyers, um what is it, voice artists on the show before. So if you're anything in that area, specifically for specfic, let us know. And then upcoming on the show is Kara Swanson and Becky Dean, not necessarily in that order, because I can't remember to put things in the right order.
And those darn technical problems keep cropping up too.
Yeah,
So.
and those darn
Yes.
technical problems keep cropping up on us. So we were going to have Kara on, I believe, last weekend, and we were having technical issues. Other than that, I think that is a wrap. So do you have anything else for us, Aaron or Josh?
Nope, back to Stardew Valley. I mean rating. Yeah, definitely rating. La la la.
That's
Stardew
about
Valley is
it.
getting
So
pretty fun.
Yeah, that or
So
SWTOR or Black Desert or Final Fantasy. I think I have found my problem why I can't get books out so fast.
I mean, we have been playing several different games together lately. So,
yep. So
but well, everybody take care and check. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends and make sure you're rating us on YouTube and your podcast app so we can get more visibility.
yeah.
So,
See everybody later.
see ya.
Well, see you later.